right, here we go. We're recording now. It's quite worrying that there have been probably nearly 500 to 600 hits on those pages, but that we haven't had any signups from those. Now, the thing with Thrive that's different from a lot of places is that when you do sign up, you only get a short period of time. I believe it's 72 hours, but we normally allow 48, simply because people, they'll do 71.5 hours to the dot and still get it wrong. So we just say 48 or 24. If you're going to come in, you're going to pay, and that's it. I've got a guy joining tomorrow who needs to buy Bitcoin tomorrow. So I said, there's no point in joining till tomorrow, because otherwise he'd be blocked by the time he got his Bitcoin. So I think what we wanted to say to you guys, and I mean, my team as well, but I know there's others that aren't necessarily from our team, but that doesn't matter to us, as a lot of you might have realized. That's okay, David, that's fine. Is that a lot of people don't know how to talk to people one-on-one. Now, if you put your links directly onto your Facebook page, what tends to happen is people will go, they will sign up because that's the nature of the beast, and they'll walk away and never do anything again. So what Ali and I have found has worked is that if you actually do a cryptic message, like I've earned $2,000 in 2 months, ask me how, or I'm a Bitcoin user, I only ever use Bitcoin, ask me why. There's loads, there's hundreds. I mean, I've got loads on my Facebook profile, says Ali, there's loads and loads you can come up with, and you're all in, clever people. And then it's ask me for info, or ask me why I'm different than other MLMers, or what works for some might not work for you, but I can show you how to make it work all the time. There's always something you can come up with that make people think. Now, the one thing you'll notice, and Ali and I always laugh about it, is that the same people ask everybody for info and do absolutely nothing about it. There's probably
just everybody in here, just every opportunity.
Yeah, not in here. There's about 6 that we know of. There's 2 prevalent ones, and there's about 6, and they will ask everyone for info and then go to the total opposite. So why waste your time on people that really don't want to know? Now, when these people ask me for information, I say no. When they say no, I say, because you don't do anything. And I've actually, just as out of curiosity's sake, to see what else is going on, I've messaged a couple of people today to ask them what they're doing, because they're putting out there that they're earning squillions. And then when you go and look in the messages, that when you message them, there's a message there from me that they've never even read from a month ago, when they've asked me for information. So you have to kind of pick your target. If you are just throwing out a link, hoping to catch a fish, you literally are spreading your net too wide. We equated it the other day to throwing a stone into a pond and hoping that one of those ripples might knock fish out, or actually put your rod in with bait on the end and catch a fish. Because I personally would rather have 2 people join a week than have 64 look at it and no one do anything. And this is it. You have to be selective in what you do. If you are just hoping on a numbers game, then it's never going to happen. Because yes, you have to go through a certain amount. I mean, I've been in sales for years, and so has Ali, and I know a lot of you have as well. And I know that, and I'm sure you all know, I'm not teaching you to suck eggs at all, but if you use the numbers game where, let's say you see 1,000 clients and you know 1 will buy, because that's the nature of the numbers, that's an awful lot of wasted time, especially online. And the whole point about being online is not to waste your time. The whole point about being online is to refine your time. And for those of you that don't know, we've had this conversation before. And seriously, those especially in my team that have had this conversation before know that it is so important to not waste your time online doing rubbish. It just doesn't make sense. If you look through your day at what you do, then basically speaking, an awful lot of what you do will be bilge. You'll just be looking at rubbish, and you won't actually be working or utilizing that time down to a fine art to talk to people that you need to be talking to. Now, I'll give you an example today. There's 10 in here, of which I don't know Noel, but I do now, and nice to meet you. The other 1, 2, 3, 4, Garrett, I know, 5, 6, 7, 8, always come to our meetings. I'm sure it isn't because they like the sound of my voice, even though I'm English. I'm sure it's because they're, they're loyal people, and they support us in what we do and everything else, and they like to learn the odd bit of snippet here, there, and everywhere. But I've just put this into the Thrive Room, where there's nearly 400 people. And Gerrit has come in. And Gerrit works hard. He does Thrive Talk. He utilizes his time properly. That is perfect proof that out of those 400 people, you will see them all in there going, yes, great, Thrive's brilliant. Yeah, wow, that's amazing. And they do absolutely nothing apart from moan they've had no money. And that's because they're not doers. You have to be a doer to work online. You have to be someone that gets off their tush and does something. And I would personally rather have 30 people with me who worked an hour a day solid doing something positive than 500 people who skim read everything that was out there and did nothing. Because it doesn't make a team. It doesn't make a business, and it won't. And we've been in now as the UK leaders for 8 weeks. And we must have had 50 people over that time speak to us. And a lot of them are different, well, 99% of them are different sponsors than us two. And they'll say, well, we've had no spillover, and we've had no downline, and when do we earn some money? And do we get paid every day? Is this a rev share? And I'm thinking, hold on a minute, do you not even know what you've joined? And one guy who is quite strong in my head because of what happened last week at a meeting, one guy's sponsor, this guy didn't even know whether he paid by bank draft or not. That's how good his sponsor is.
That's how good it is that he knows he's in a Bitcoin program.
Exactly. He doesn't even know. So I've given him one of our pages, and he's gone off, and he's had an awful lot of hits on it, actually. And he actually said to me about who his sponsor was, which doesn't matter. But this particular person did not know what he was in. He now does, because I've spent 2 hours talking to him. And it isn't because I'm superhuman or I'm amazing. It's because I feel so sorry for people that get sucked into things, and it's an amazing opportunity, and it gets wasted because they don't have a clue what it is. They've just paid their money, and they haven't even made an informed choice, because the person that's brought them in has not taken the time to deal with them properly, one-on-one, and talk to them. I have 4, 5, probably 5 or 6, possibly, I know one's joining tomorrow, one's joining Tuesday, possibly 6 people I'm talking to right now. One has actually come from something that Ali and I were global leaders in a year ago. And he actually came to me and said, do you remember me, Jax? I was with you before, and I'd like to join whatever you're doing now. Whatever it is, whatever you're doing, I want to be with you. So I explained what it is, and I said, have you got 0.08 Bitcoin? And he went, yes, for you. Yep. Tell me what I do. Tell me what I do. So I gave him the presentation 3 times. He's read it, and he wants to come in, and he's in Nigeria. And because we spend the time to talk to people, if you get anyone on your posts that say info, don't just send them a link. Message them. Hi, how are you today? Thank you so much for taking the time to read my post and to ask for information. What was it about it that you liked? What was it about it that drew your attention? Was it because it was Bitcoin? Are you already in Bitcoin programs? How have you done? Actually engage with these people. They are so used to seeing a total bunch of poop out there. I mean, sometimes you see posts, and some person's posted it in 9 groups, and you see it 9 times on your feed because you're in the same groups. They haven't altered the post. They haven't changed a few of the words. So actually what happens is it doesn't get organic traffic because it's just the same post over and over and over again. So there's a hint as well, guys. If you copy and share our posts, post something. I know John does. When John shares one of my videos, he actually puts his own words on them, which is brilliant because it changes the whole basis of that video into something brand new. So it escalates it again, and it shows Google and it shows Facebook it's getting more hits from something completely different. It changes it. You should always, hi Shanine, thanks for popping in. You should always, always change. If you're copying someone else's post, share it by all means, and then you can go and edit the post. You can copy it, change a few of the words, obviously change the link, but change a few of the words in there. Don't just be a sheep and do what everybody else is doing. All these people, I don't know about you guys, but I've seen hardly any Thrive adverts or Thrive posts at all. It's the same people. Willie, Scott, Ali, I, the guys in our group, the odd person from another one. There should be thousands of Thrive posts. It should be totally taking over Facebook with the amount of people that are in it and with the money that's possible.
It should be falling over.
Yeah. It should be, oh my God, I keep seeing this thing. What is it? I need to know what it is. I need to go and find someone to talk to. And I also know people who have asked other people about Thrive and had no response whatsoever. And also, they've had the wrong information. One person thought it was 0.08 a month. So he wasn't going to join. And actually, I sent him back to his sponsor because I wasn't going to take someone else's person. I said, you need to go back and speak to your sponsor because it isn't 0.08 a month. Please tell them you want to come in because you know now it's just one off. They don't teach them things like there are fees on top of that. There's a guy called Abu in one of the Telegram rooms, I never know what it's called. And he basically said he has people in yellow in his structure. Now, if they're in yellow more than a couple of minutes once they've paid because Thrive have their own blockchain, it means something's wrong. And I went and found out what was wrong from Will. He explained it to me. Well, he said to me, it's because they've paid, but they haven't quite paid enough. Some of these yellows have been in there for months. So these poor people are not active, but they've probably paid 0.079 or something. But they've wasted all that money because their sponsor didn't know why they were yellow. If you get a job and you sign a contract for that job, it is your job to know your position. It is your job to know what you have to do to make that job work and to get paid for that job by the boss that's employed you. He's employed you because he thinks you're good enough to do it. If you sit on your thumbs and do absolutely nothing, you're going to lose your job. If you learn the job and you excel at it and you go to meetings and you learn background history and you learn information about the company and you find out why, how, who do I talk to, what do I do, where do I go with this problem, who can help me with this, you will thrive at what you do, whatever it is in life. If you've got kids and one of your kids has got a disease or one of your kids has got a cold and it stays for 2 weeks, my son's had a cough for 3 weeks, but we know why. But if one of your kids has got a problem, you don't just think, oh, they'll get better. You go and find out from someone who knows what's wrong. And if you don't get the answers you're happy with because it's someone you care about, you keep going until you get the answers you're satisfied with. So why, when people pay money into something as amazing as this, do they say, oh, well, I've paid my money and really I've brought in one person, I'll sit and wait for someone else to do it? They're never going to earn anything. And I am sick of being told, well, you're a leader, of course you get people. Ali and I get people because we work our asses off. Actually, we went away, we took my son away for 3 days to Birmingham because we went to walk with dinosaurs, which was hilarious. And they weren't real dinosaurs, but it was still hilarious. And we went to walk with dinosaurs and we were still talking to people walking around that damn dinosaur thingy. Because that's what we do. We don't stop. And in fact, the last night we both agreed not to go on our phones once. Because it's like a drug. We are permanently on our phones. My phone was off last night. I turned it off when my bloke came round. And this morning I turned it back on and it went ting, ting, ping, ping, ting, ting, ping, ping, ping. He said, what the hell is that? So that's my phone. He said, oh my God, how many people do you talk to in a day? I said, probably about 100. And I have people that come to us, and just say hi. And they'll say hi 50 times.
Yeah.
And every time we say hi back because we're polite and because they will begin to trust us because we take the time. If I get more marriage proposals, I'm going to set up my own dating agency, but that's not the point. But, you know, some people are scared. Some people are just scared to ask. So you ask. You go forward to them. You give them information. Ask them what they want. Ask them what they're looking for. What do they need? I had a lady last night who told me, and Garrett will know this more than me, told me she had 1,000 Rand. Now, am I right, Garrett? That's about £58, I think, probably about $70, something like that, I think. And she'd seen something about Bitcoin on my Facebook, obviously. And I talked to her for 3 hours, all in all, yesterday afternoon. Ali was here with me, 3 hours. And she wanted to put that money into something and next week draw an income to send her kids to university. Next week. And I said, it's only £58. You're not going to be able to draw an income from that. I do know something you can put it into eventually when it's grown. Why not just buy Bitcoin for now and let the Bitcoin itself grow? So will I be able to draw an income from it every week? No. Well, someone said I can. Then sorry, but you've been misinformed. And that's the hardest part when there's so many people out there that need help. So many people. And a lot of them will have. The thing now with Thrive is it's gone up. It's gone up so much. It is actually at the moment, according to the system that Ali and I use, let me just have a quick check and I'll tell you what 0.08 is. 0.08 Bitcoin at the moment is $261, which is £200. Now, when we joined, it was about 150, and at one point it went down to about 130 because it dropped to $1,400 per coin. It's now at, I don't know, Ali's probably quicker on this because she checks all the time.
It was 3,250 something earlier.
No, it's 3,312.
Oh my God, even more now.
It has gone up in 3 days, nearly $700.
This is an all-time high.
It's an all-time high. But guess what? There is a huge, 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 huge positive in this. And I know the doomsayers amongst you, doomsayers, whatever amongst you will be saying, oh no, that means it's too expensive to join. Guess what? Can someone tell me or type or talk? What is the positive about that price in Bitcoin? Besides Ali. Can someone tell me for Thrive?
I'm not saying anything.
I know you're not, but I thought you went, ugh. For Thrive, what is the positive about Bitcoin being that price? The negative is joining, but what's the positive? One of you must know. There is a huge positive. Exactly, Jane. Yes, completely, Garrett. That's it. 6.2 Bitcoin has gone from being $16,000 to $20,284. And in English pounds, because a lot of you are English, it's gone from £12,000 to £15,500.
So that's over 3,000 profit from doing nothing.
So it might cost you another 120 to get in, exactly, Ali. But your profits are 6 times as much. That is the biggest positive you can possibly have for anyone joining this. Anyone. So they'll say, oh, and the good thing about it is, if you think about it, if they have, the guy that's joining me on Tuesday, his 0.08 Bitcoin is still 0.08 Bitcoin. It might be worth more, but it's still just 0.08. If you buy £50 worth of stuff every week, you still buy £50 worth, whether you get less or more for your money. Exactly, yeah, totally, Garrett. It's just incredible, the way it's going to go up and the way it's going to help so many more people, because your 6.2 is now worth so much more recurring. So that one-time payment to get in is, yes, slightly higher, but OMG, how much more are you going to earn coming out the back end? So I don't want to see anyone anywhere ever say, in our guys especially, it costs more now, people don't like it. Because it means you haven't done your job properly explaining to them how much more they're going to get out of it. Because they will earn so much more the other end. And when people understand that about Thrive and see what's coming, you'll notice in the rooms we're in, anything I get in the Telegraph rooms, I put in there, that James Francis says. Anything that's positive that Willie says, I put in there. Because it's so important that you guys know your business. I can name you 4 people right now that have joined recently that have added 1 person and done nothing else in the last month. And they have left so much money on the table. I want to go around their houses and kick their asses. And they live in England. Oh, one lives in Netherlands. But they are good marketers, and they are promoting rubbish online. Rubbish. I had someone the other day, we've had 2 people now say to us, we're waiting for the big thing to happen, we're waiting for the correct program. And I've said to both of them, you are in it. Why can't you see what we have here? You're in it. Bitcoin now is going to skyrocket. James Francis said he thought 4,000 by the end of this week. It's only Sunday, and it's already on 3.3. Where are we going to be on Sunday? And yes, it will go up and down, but it won't go down much more than it is now. It might drop to just under 3, but I doubt it. because the scared hard fork actually has made no difference apart from cause a few problems for people like us that get paid in Bitcoin. But basically, the hard fork has caused, it's done nothing. In fact, if anything, it's made Bitcoin stronger. And people that were scared have now gone, oh, it's fine. It's actually fine. Let's just go now and carry on as before. There's been no fear of Bitcoin transactions disappearing. There's nothing. In fact, I would hazard a guess if any of you have even got any Bitcoin Cash, because I know that we were supposed to have in our Keep Keys, our offline wallets, and there's nothing because they haven't taken it on board because it's not going to be strong enough. It's not a viable prospect. So if some of you have got it, that's great, but I don't know if it'll go very far. They said if it lasted 24 hours, it was a viable thing, but it went up to 7, and within a day it gone down to 390. So I don't think it'll go very far because the amount of miners mining it and using it are so minuscule. There's not a market out there for it. I think it's 0.3% or something, or 3% are using it or something. There's not a market for it. In fact, Ethereum is probably going to be stronger than Bitcoin Cash, and that's rubbish as well. So Bitcoin is not harmed at all by what's happened. Not harmed at all. So it's really important that you realize that, and that you go and talk to people that put anything on your posts. Anything. Even if they put hello. Go and talk to them because they are asking you to talk to them. Anyone, my mum used to say to me, bless her soul, anyone, yeah, yeah, that's true, Garrett. Garrett's just said it gave them their own sandpit to play in, which is totally true. My mum used to say that anyone that, let's say you break up with a boyfriend and he keeps texting, you keep texting him and keep texting him and keep texting him. You're giving it brain power. You're giving it something. Anyone that comes to you in a post and even says hello or a question mark, Ali and I go and talk to them because they are reaching out, but they don't know what to ask. You have to be a leader. You have to be the shepherd. If you want to be a sheep, you shouldn't be working online. You all have to be individual leaders of your own little flock. And that flock will learn to grow and respect you as a leader for the information and the way that you conduct yourself online. It's so important. Some of you have come on leaps and bounds that Ali and I have known for the last couple of years. I'm not going to name names in here, but you know who you are. Some of you have just shone through and learned so much, and wow. It's amazing what you do and how and what you've come through from where you were when we first met you to where you are now. And you know that we give you all the time we can possibly give you. Sometimes we just go, no, can't cope with it, I'm going for a glass of wine. But most of the time, we are there all the time. And that's what you need to be for your own flock that you grow. Because people respect people that make an effort. How many times have you been in something and someone said to you, who's your sponsor? And you say, I don't know. Ali and I have done it. We've joined things under people and they've never even messaged us or spoken to us. Or
No, we've even sent them an email if we know they've got an email address and they still don't respond to you.
Yeah. Ali and I
how are we supposed to work for them?
We're very good at finding people. We're very good at researching and finding people's information and finding out who they are and finding out personal things about them, because that's what happens online. That's how you should keep your information as private as possible. But some don't. They will blast out there about this, that, and the other program. So people like us think, oh, okay, we'll give it a go. Not anymore. We turn down more programs every day than we have hot dinners at the moment, especially has to do with hot dinners. But most people will just blast out programs, insist you join, and then disappear up their own what's-its. Because they really don't know how to be a leader. They want your very, very short-term affiliate commissions. And the one thing that makes us laugh, there is one particular phrase that makes us laugh. And you'll never guess what it is, so I'm going to tell you. It's when you see a post that it says, no networking needed, no sponsoring needed, join here. And then when you join, they earn an affiliate commission. If they're doing so well, why are they promoting it? Why are they waiting for those few pence commissions if they're doing so well at what they're doing? But you're not offering that with Thrive. You're offering a future. You're offering a total change of way to do things online, like these meetings. I love Zoom. I wish we'd found it earlier with other stuff, but I love Zoom. It's so easy. Schedule it, throw it out there, done. But 99% of people do not get off their arses and do anything about it. And I love the word arse, sorry, because it sounds nice. But 99% of people do nothing. They don't want to do anything. They want everyone else to do it for them. So for you to stand out, you have to literally stand out. You have to do different things than the pack are doing. You have to put different words. That's why I do my live videos when I've got a bee in my bonnet. Sorry, my son's just come in. Just 1 second. Okay. So you have to stand out and be different. I do the videos because I can't be bothered to type loads of rubbish. So I talk it. Not rubbish, but I talk it. And people notice them. And some of our videos have had thousands of views. I don't know how, but they have. And Ali's like, oh my God, your videos had 3,000 views. I'm like, why? But it's because people share them. Because people, okay, how do I put this? People go towards people, I can't think what the word is, my fibre has kicked in. People will navigate towards people, there we go, that say the same things they're thinking. The reason you guys are still with Ali and I is you like the way we think. Because if you didn't, you'd have gone away a long time ago. So the reason that you're able to share our videos is because you also believe the things that we're saying. So you can do the same. You can use the videos if you want. Like I said before, put your own stamp on them. Put something different about you. Make it personal to you. Because every business, every person that joins a business wants to know there's a real person. How many times have you been asked, well, is it a real company? Is it a real CEO? CEO, is it registered? Is it legal? I must get asked that every single time. For the first time in a long time, you guys can say yes, it is. And I'm telling you now, I nag Will all the time. I'm always on the text and phone to Will. I use my talkie thing on WhatsApp. And I say, well, can we do this? Can we change this? Can we do this, please? Because I'm passionate about this. And he laughs when I say I nag him, but I do. Because when the App 32 thing was on there for a while, somebody went to register and they nearly clicked it. It's confusing for people. You need to make the system as simple as possible. And by having something there that wasn't relevant, it wasn't simple. So we had to get it taken off, which he did the next day. Because he's a doer. He's a shepherd. He's a doer. He's a go-getter. He goes straight to the top, talks to the boss. Can we do this? Yes, done, changed. But for me, I'm lucky because I go and ask him and I know things get done. I have never been in a company where I have been able to do that before. To actually talk to someone that gets things done and that will take our opinion on board, things you say to us, things we hear, things I want to find out about, like the guy with the yellow jackets on in his downline. I now know why. And he said he'd sent admin tickets and things. Well, Will's now aware of it because of what he said. So things get done in this company. You have an opportunity here to get out of the situations you're in by helping yourselves. I know it's not going to be overnight. It's not going to be tomorrow or next week, but it will happen. I can guarantee you that it will happen because I know this company's not going anywhere. And the way you prove it is you go out and you make yourself leaders and you make yourself shepherds. And don't be sheep. Because there are thousands of damn sheep in the world and we don't need any more. Seriously. The reason we're with you is because you're honest. I'm mad. Thanks, David. Yeah, you are. I am mad completely. But yeah, and this is the thing. David's right in a way. He's just written, the reason we're with you is because you're honest and transparent. You're mad. And, oh, don't do that. The thing is that Ali and I work on the same premise. We don't do dishonesty. We don't do lies and BS. When we found this, we were so excited. We knew this was the right way to go. We knew this was the right thing to do. And we still are 100% behind that conviction. That's why we made the pages we did, and we've given everybody pages and things to go out and to promote, because all the information you need is on there. And it's really, really important that you realize that all that information is there. So I'm laughing at something Amanda said. All the information is on that page. There's a presentation, there's a bit about Bitcoin, and there's your link. Now, what I am going to do is I'm going to make a video about how to sign up, because a lot of people, when they talk to you, I have to write everything out 3 or 4, 5, 6 times. So tomorrow afternoon, I've got no car because it's in the garage. So I will sit down and I will we'll get a position or something. I don't know. We'll do something. And I will actually make a video about how to sign up with Thrive. Go through the form. Because then if ever you have anybody, you just give them that video like we used to do before. It's much easier and everybody can use it. That's great, Shanine. I'm really pleased it's working for you. And I can tell you later if you message me how many hits you've had as well, love, okay? So if I make this video, then anybody can use it. It'll be on our YouTube channel. And then basically you can say, right, here's how you sign up, just follow it through. And it will be very slow and very guided. I'll do it on Screencast-O-Matic so that people can just follow it through and pause it to get to the next bit. Okay, so when we do things like that as a unit, it makes us seem organized and solid. And that's what people need. People online don't have that kind of support. And it's really important that you stress to them, we have it. Because, like I say, Ali and I are the same minds. We finish the sentences. We even sing the same songs in our head, for God's sake, at the same time. It's absolutely bonkers.
We find the same things on Facebook.
And we find the same things on Facebook at the same time. We were sat having
coffee. Look at this.
Yeah. We were sat having coffee, looking at the same post. And yeah, literally looking at the same post opposite each other. And I turned around and she showed me her screen. And I showed mine, exactly the same post. Absolutely bonkers. But the reason we are a solid unit is because we are so desperately going to make sure this works. Nothing is going to defer us from this. Nothing.
And if you didn't know, one of the guys, Scott Smith, he's due to cycle this month.
He's only a few people off cycling. That is really, really amazing.
That means that it does work if you do it.
Yeah. But you need to put in, this is a bit like a jigsaw puzzle. You all need to put in that bit of effort to make the puzzle fit together. If everybody waits for everybody else to do all the work, then the puzzle just sits in the box. And we don't want the puzzle in the box. We want the puzzle out the box and completed. And we want Jane buying her new van, and we want David doing something we want David to do next September. And we know what we want for John. And we know what we want for all of you that we know personally. And we all know your stories. And this is the way to do it. Can you imagine when you've cycled £20,000? It doesn't, and John and the Seychelles, it doesn't sound a huge amount because it isn't. But it is when you go through one cycle and then those same people are following you through again, so it happens a darn sight quicker. And going back to Thrive and its shares, the auto ad shares you've got are also just behind that cycle and they're cycling. So that one ad share you've got, is then making its own 113 more that are all going to go through that cycle.
Everybody behind you, once they follow you, that's 113 each one behind you. So that's like 113 times faster than the first one.
Yeah. Well, Amanda, I know you're going for it now. You've finally got your link sorted out. There was a bit of a glitch there, which we got rid of. If you need me to make a video for you about anything, then please just ask. You are in our team. You're in our downline. So if there is, I don't like the word downline. I prefer the word team and group, whatever, family, whatever. But anything you need, then just say to me, Jax, can you make a video about this? And I'll make it. Or if you guys, any of you think that there's something we're missing and we need a video about it or a talk about it or anything, then or even, Jax, can you make or Ali, can you make an up-to-date Thrive video? Can you just say how, what you're doing? We don't tend to give out our impersonal information because not everybody believes it. So you end up with the word spam everywhere, which I don't like, or scam. People don't believe you, and I'm not prepared to take pictures of back offices because that's personal. But they can certainly see where we are on the levels. I've got no worries about that. That's not a problem at all. We have a friend who's already told us he's coming in with the blue later this year, and hopefully it'll be sooner rather than later. That's 112. Well, that will benefit all of you because his 112 will then turn into 113 each. And you need to look at the bigger picture. And the way I did it, and it's silly, but one night I couldn't sleep. So what I did was I got my pennies from my penny jar. And it's very easy to make them into like a little matrix, and to make the matrix and see how it grows. And then realize when you get to level 3, profit level 2, and you've got 14, you take another penny and put it on the left-hand side underneath that level, because you've just got an auto ad share. So that first one on your level 4 is now got its own entity in its own life. So it is now a completely separate ad share to the one you've got at the beginning. Or in the case of the team, the 4 they've got. Those 4 are going to turn into 113 each. That's 452 extra shares, guys. So we have a syndicate, by the way, for those of you that aren't in it. That's 452 extra from those 4 shares. When you look at it in that side of things, the enormity of this is huge. And there's only one thing stopping you guys doing amazingly well, and that's your own belief and your own, not desire, because that's the wrong word, but your own, you think you haven't got the ability, and you all have the most amazing ability to go out and be someone stronger than you are and talk to people. And if you don't know an answer to a question, don't ever, ever, ever say, I don't know. Say, give me a minute.
I'll find out.
I'll find out. Or give me a minute, be right back, and come and ask Axe and Jolly. Come and ask Ali or I. God, I'm tired. Come and ask Ali or I. See, madness. And we will tell you. And if we don't know, we will go and find out. I would hazard a guess we knew most of this after 2 weeks after being in, because we loved it so much. So I'd hazard a guess that we will know. And then you can act on all authority and say, right, I've just found out for you, is this, that, and the other. What else can I help you with? And you can ask questions like, do you have a Bitcoin wallet? Which one do you find the best? It is sales speak in a sense, but it's also asking them to open up without asking too many questions. Oh, I've got a Zappo wallet. Which one do you like? Which one do you use? What's the best one for your country? That's a good thing to know, because then you might get someone else from that country and you can say, oh, I know which one you should use. I've already met someone.
I'll say, like, we've already got somebody from blah, blah in our team.
Yeah.
And then I think, oh, somebody's already in there from my country.
Yeah. It's very easy to be empathetic, to link to someone, join to someone in some way, and
give them a common bond, and then they'll want to join you.
You find a connection. When I used to be selling, and I used to sell exterior coatings that do actually work, and I used to sell hoovers with a company called Woolwork, which are German, very German. And I used to sell these. And I was taught by the most amazing guy. And funny enough, it was the one we saw today, Ali. I call him my stalker.
All right.
Mike taught me that when you go into a room, the first thing you do is you just pass the time of day and look around. And this is what we do with Facebook, Ali and I. You look around someone's lounge. Imagine that the Facebook is their lounge. Because most people's Facebook is really quite personal to them. It normally is got pictures of kids or dogs.
Very personal, to the point of what they have for the dinner.
Oh, God, yes. But when you go into someone's lounge, you can see a picture. Now, I remember one day walking in. My dad was a Master at Arms in the Royal Navy. And I remember walking in and saying to this lady, oh, goodness me, so your husband was in the Navy? And he said, oh, he was a Master at Arms. It turns out that my dad and her husband served on the same ship. Guess what? She bought a Hoover. Only because I took the time to find a connection. That lady spent £270 with me, and she never met me before. And I'm not a flash salesperson by any means, because I'm no way I could do people out of money, but she needed one because she had a huge house and this thing was amazing. But you find a common bond and you find something that makes people smile. No, I think she's passed sadly now, John. Actually, you're talking 30 years ago. But the skills you learn in life, the skills you learn, if you hear that somebody's ill, if you hear that somebody's got a problem. I mean, I lost my mum to cancer and my dad to a heart attack. And sometimes you hear of someone else's problem and you can empathize with that in your head and your heart. You can think, oh dear, really? That's a nightmare to go through. You know that. But you also know in the online world But they have been through hell and back because they've been scammed, they've been robbed, they've been lied to, they've been ditched, they've had things closed down on them. Let's give them something better, something different, something that works for a one-time only payment. I will more than happily hold a Zoom meeting every night if you guys bring me people to talk to. More than happily. Because this is what works. People like to hear a voice, even if it's mine, English voice that isn't very clear apparently. People
No,
like
too fast.
I'm talking too fast. People like to hear voices. People like to hear real people, especially like Paul Aguilé. When we were dealing with Paul in another company, we used to go on Skype with him, and we used to actually have our faces on Skype with people in his room, because they like to see the person they're dealing with. They like to know you're a one-on-one. You're not just a faceless wonder. Many, many countries are terrified of the internet and the devil behind the screen. They want to know. And quite often people say to me, "Hi, sir, can you help me with this?" And I say, "I'm a lady." "Oh, really? Oh, good." Seriously, it makes a difference. And I don't know why it makes a difference to a lot of people, but it does. Because obviously they've been scammed by a man or whatever.
Ladies are not as nasty as men.
Yes, which is crazy, because I know some right cows. But, you know, people have that. What you need to realize is not everyone online is an idiot. Not everyone online is out to get you, and not everyone online is stupid or whatever. Some of them just truly don't know. Some of them just truly don't understand, and they desperately want to understand. Yeah, exactly, John. Although, you know, like I say, I know some right scheming moves. But people are desperate to find something to trust in. Desperate. We need to give them that vessel that they can sail happily along the online world in, and know they found a home, and know they found something they can rely on.
And remember, it's not just ad shares, Thrive.
No, it's so much.
That is just the thing that you're talking about now. So if they know what the future is, and it's coming really soon, as Garrett will tell you, about the Thrive Pay and the e-commerce, I mean, you're going to have all that to be able to talk to them about. And they'll know that they've got a long-term business in Thrive. Just that at the moment, this is the thing that we're talking about.
Yeah. The ad shares is the thing right now that makes them the money. But the ad shop and the business and all that side of it that's coming, and ad life and everything else, this is a total package. This is a complete unit of not needing to go anywhere else. Thrive Pay is coming. I'm not sure how it's going to work, but I presume it'll be something like Apple Pay, where you use your phone to literally pay straight out of your wallet. That will be incredible. A, it'll save you fees. B, it means it's safe. And you just use your phone. And yeah, in answer to your question, Amanda, Coinbase is okay. Coinbase is just a bit, what's the word I'm looking for? Up and down. It's...
And expensive.
Yeah, whereabouts are you, Amanda? I can't remember, forgive me. I know your surname, but I can't remember exactly where you're from, because, oh, you're in UK. Then why aren't you using Zappo? Should be using Zappo if you're in UK. Of course you're in UK. Stupid me, I was talking to you earlier. It's okay, it's my fibro. It goes a bit little after a while. Get with us tomorrow afternoon if you've got time, and we'll help you. There's no affiliate thing, so there's no axe to grind here at all. Yeah, it's XAPO. It's just literally, here you go, www.zappo.com. Oops, didn't type it. www.zappo.com. We use it all the time. You can get an app on your phone. There's no affiliate thing, so we're not, you know, there's nothing there. And that's why we like them as well, because we just help people and sort them out. You can get a debit card with them for $21, I believe, if you've got Bitcoin in there. And it comes within about 3 to 5 days, and it's amazing, and we can tell you all about it and what to do.
We've been in it for what, over a year?
Oh, longer than that, nearly 18 months now, I think.
Yeah, and we've not had any problems with it.
You can open wallets you can open different wallets for all different things, and it reflects in one balance. It's very, 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 very good, and it's very open and everything else. AdShare is like IPO, initial public offering, that new startup companies are using to raise initial capital to get the company out of the blocks. That in turn offers it. That's great. Thanks for that. That's really, really good. So guys, what you should be doing now is what Garrett's just put there for you. which also means he's listening to our meeting, which is brilliant, is copy that and paste it somewhere so you can explain that to people. So take a copy of it. Ali, have you got that, please? Copy it and paste it somewhere into a notepad or something. Or even put it in Skype. Yeah, just stick it in our rooms at Skype.
The Thrive.
Yeah, Thrive rooms in the A-Team room and the crypto coin room as well. We are in a room where there's quite a few people that are doing Bitcoin. They were in a few other things that that basically screwed them over is the only word for it. And yeah, we will do. Thanks, Garrett. It's fine. And basically, we are telling them about Thrive. We're telling them how it works. We're telling them how amazing it is. And they're like, oh, well, I've seen this one. I don't know how much money to put in, and I want to slap them. But you can't. Because if people can't see what's right in front of their eyes, you can't open their eyes for them. Eventually, they'll wish they had, because we are at the beginning of something amazing. Amazing. And it's really important that we get, a bit like Garrett's just said, out of the blocks now and get going and get buzzing. So my part of this deal is that tomorrow I am going to do a Facebook Live, and I'm going to shout and jump up and down about Thrive, and I'm going to make loud noises, and you can use it as much as you want. And then in the afternoon, or maybe in the morning when I've got no child, I will do a Screencast-O-Matic. No, Jane, no, you don't. I'll do a Screencast-O-Matic, and I will make a sign-up page. Even if I don't actually go through the motions, I will go through as if I am signing up. And I will make a slow talking video of it so that everyone can understand it.
And she gets her legs slapped.
I get my legs slapped for talking too fast, apparently. So is there anything else you need me to do? Was there anything else you need? Any questions you want to ask? Because there are no stupid questions, just silly people that don't ask them when they've got the opportunity. So if you have a question or anything to say, please spit it out now, because we're more than happy to answer them. And plus the fact, as this is recording, I'm going to stick it in the other rooms, then other people will also hear that question if it is a pertinent one. So anything you need? Repeat your question slowly. So nobody's got anything? That's amazing. Great. I'm so pleased. Thank you guys for listening to my name drivel. And I hope you've taken something away from it. If you're not on our YouTube channel, please go and join it. It is Bitcoin Girls, and I can't remember now for the life of me. Let me just... Bitcoin_. Let me just go and get it, because all our videos go there. So obviously anything that you need. There we are, my channel. Let's see. I'll never know how to find it. We're just waiting so we can personalize it, because you have to get 100 people. It's really annoying. So we're just, there it is there, right, channel. Okay. So this is our YouTube channel. And if you paste, there we go. If you do go and join it, then obviously you'll see all the videos we put out, and you'll get notifications of them. If you click the little bell, it gives you notifications. Thank you so much. And thank you, Garrett. That means a lot. So I'm going to pause the recording now and stop it, and I will give it out to you as if you need it, but it will also be around if anybody wants it for any reasons at all. Thank you, guys. Take care, and we will talk to you all so soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye.